We were able to obtain a transcript of leaked phone communications between Lindsey Graham and President Trump taken on a private line during the Israeli strike on Tehran. This is Lindsey speaking. He says, yes, right there. Don't fucking stop. I'm so close. Don't you dare fucking stop. Yes, pound it. Fucking pound it. Harder, harder right there. Deeper, deeper. I'm begging you, don't stop. I need this so fucking bad.
He continued, I'm going to explode. Yes, yes. Hey, get the out of here. I told you not to come today. I don't need anything cleaned. Leave now. Lock the door. I lost it. Okay, I'm back in. Yes, keep going. Oh, that one was so deep. Penetrated. Yes, 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 yes. It's happening. Explosion time. Kaboom. Lindsey Likey.
At this point, there was 6 seconds of silence before Graham said, all right, Craig, money's on the table. And scram, we're bombing Iran today. Crap, I think I forgot to hang up the phone.
Fucking shit. Welcome, everybody. Go ahead.
Welcome to the show, everybody. So yeah, what an eventful week.
It's been great, hasn't it?
It's been lovely. Anyway, tonight we are joined by David Fite.
Hello.
What's up, dude?
How's it going?
Been a while, man.
Yeah.
I like how you told us to have I can't remember his name is Berman the tax guy, and we totally skipped him and just brought you back instead.
Yeah, that works.
There we go.
I mean, it will happen eventually.
One of these days.
Talking about Dan Berman?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh. Didn't he legally put taxation as theft in his name or something like that?
Yeah, give the man some respect. He has sold more taxation as theft hats in this party than anyone else.
Hell yeah. I have 3 of them myself.
Sucker. Keeps coming out with a new version.
We did like a special edition run of them that he thought might sell well. It's kind of like a different shade of the yellow, and it's more orangey, and it's got like the full brim is the color, and it kind of it stands out on the table. And we actually did sell a few at PorkFest a few years ago, but I snagged one for myself because I was like, hoo-hoo, special edition.
Yeah.
The world of the hat grift, and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
you can say whatever you want, and if you can't, go to a different platform. We're on Kick, we're on Rumble, we're on X. You can say whatever you want, wherever you want. Somebody's not going to ban you.
exactly.
Yeah.
But anyway, well, before we get into the show here, we do have a tradition here. So
we do.
I'm going to go through all you guys, and I'm going to save mine here.
Okay.
So, Rob?
I'm just drinking vodka Sprite. Just a vodka Sprite right here.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Tim?
Terrible.
No,
It's
good. That's good.
I'm going to fuck around and find out. I've been drinking with this Dr. Pepper. The 23 flavors mask all the alcohol. So I'm pretty sure that this is half wild turkey, and I can't taste any of it. So this is going to be a bad night.
So you just made fun of me for drinking soda and liquor.
No, I never.
And you're drinking soda and liquor. You piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. How are you going to start? You're going to start a World War III episode like this. You're going to start a World War III episode like this. We don't know what the fuck's going on. You don't know what the fuck's going on, Tim. You're just like Israel and Iran, Tim. That's right. I went there. Go ahead.
Right. Immediately.
Anyway.
Well, Leighton.
I have work tonight, so I have just the tail end of the one drink I get, which is this is rum with mango juice.
Mm-hmm.
All righty.
That's gayer than Rob's drink. Are you happy now?
Well, we gotta fatten you up for the Legion of Skanks. You're gonna have at least 3 more of those tonight.
Yeah.
There we go.
No,
Those people at the hotel will be grateful.
Dude, my weapon is not even my fatness. It's the fact that I lost 100 pounds and have just a human's worth of skin. Like, it's the easiest way to describe it. Like, you can see it in the video I submitted to Skanks in the first one. It's just like I'm a mess. I look like the end of a toothpaste tube when you like squeeze that last glob of toothpaste out. That glob is me.
Oh man. Well, I'm here to report that much like this ceasefire, my attempt at sober October didn't last.
I think you skipped David.
I think you did.
Oh, did I?
He's our guest, and you just said "fuck off," dude.
I completely botched that transition. Anyway, go on, Dave.
Oh, So I am on antibiotics at the moment, so I am not drinking alcohol, unfortunately.
Maybe
So
didn't.
I am drinking the Liquid Freedom Energy Tea from Blood of Tyrants.
Oh, there you go.
And smoking some of the devil's lettuce to compensate.
There we go.
Yeah, I
There we
started
go.
with the
So there we
dab
go.
hit. That was the.
I say to compensate like I'm not always smoking weed.
True.
Oh man. But anyway, yeah, no, my attempt to do that held up about as well as the ceasefire. So here, I
Nice.
got some cores.
There you go. First $5 coming from Ronan tonight, saying, "If you own a MAGA hat, drink." I don't own a MAGA hat.
I do.
I think
Ah,
Mitch
damn
is
it.
the only one.
I think you own two. I think you got to
Hang
drink
on.
for each hat.
You bastard, Rob.
Yeah, I think I'll tell on you.
I
mean, he
drink,
pulls
though.
it out. He pulls it out whenever he whips the hats out whenever it's convenient.
I'm a strong believer in wearing the same hat over and over again rather than
I see
owning a
that.
bunch of hats. So I literally just bought this one only because I knew it was an actual handmade hat, and somebody had a steampunk obsession and obviously got this done. And I was at a yard sale, and it was $5, and I was like,
Yeah.
well, that's like a $200 hat if I wanted to go buy it and have it made. Like,
Yeah.
so it's a ridiculous thing. So I bought it.
Was that a Four
and it
Loko?
fits.
Is that what you're drinking right now,
Oh, for the love of God.
David?
No, it's
No,
Oh, he just said
Oh.
yeah.
You just said,
I
what the
I don't own a MAGA hat, so I don't have to drink anyway.
No, we all have to drink. I would drink
Yeah,
anyways.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Anyway, let's dive right into the chaos going on. Because
Fuck.
Which part?
Yes,
You like to skip
Shit.
around, so
I don't know. Let's
are
just
we-
start out. Let's just go down the list this time.
okay. We'll see how
So-
long this lasts. 1 second. I gotta.
So
pull it
yeah,
up.
everyone's pissed off at Mike Lee.
Why? What the hell did he do?
Well, from my understanding, it all started with this, but he basically is spearheading this thing to sell public lands. And I guess in these leaked text messages, he basically said that he would prefer BlackRock own it.
Mike Lee recently told me in a group chat that he would rather have BlackRock own our public lands than to keep them under federal management, and I have the receipts. He is lying to you when he says he'll preserve our wildlands. He wants them sold. Let me see. The feds own 67% of my state. Why is that okay? In any event, I'm a huge fan of homeschooling. If I still had kids at home, I'd be homeschooling them. Better than BlackRock, I'm guessing. He said, I'd trust anyone owning the land more than the government. Okay. As long as the U.S. government controls it, we the people have access, blah, blah, blah. So this guy's a fucking communist complaining that he wants to sell the land to private interests.
Yeah, but is BlackRock really private interest? I mean,
Yeah,
with all the shit
not
we
what-
give him.
That's not what Mike Lee said, though. If you look
Right.
at these messages, he said the feds own 67% of my state. Why is that okay? He said, I'd trust anyone owning the land more than the government. Okay, who do
Yeah.
you trust more, the government or BlackRock?
No, I get that, but that's not
Genuinely
like
the government at this point.
yeah.
Yeah.
The unsaid portion of that is he's getting paid by BlackRock, which like is responsible for a lot of the housing market just fucking just the prices are outrageous. They own all the commercial buildings. They own residential building. What is it, like 2 or 3 companies own everything, and I can't buy a house. Fuck BlackRock.
Yeah, I think if there's like one group to hate more than the United States government, it's BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard. Like,
Yeah. Well, yeah,
like
I guess. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I'm over here in Alaska, and so like when they talk about the feds owning big portions of the land, we're like 67% owned by the feds. So I get right where their numbers like, and then 30% state. So there's like less than 2% of land in Alaska is owned by private industry or just private hands. So whether you're a big corporation or you're little like mom and pop, there's still only 2% of the land here getting passed around. The rest of it's all controlled by the feds in the states. So I get where the arguments coming from of like, well, do you want the government just to have this tied up in national parks and in public lands requisite, or do you just let them basically schleff it off to like BlackRock and these giant corporations, which I hate, but might eventually trickle down into the private market because they get sold off in, you know, big package deals and shit like that. But
Well,
it seems like you're just trading the devil for the devil kind of thing. Like you're not really getting any. You're not. BlackRock's going to do exactly what the Feds are doing with the land. They're just going to sit on it and use it as a trading pitch.
No, I think it would be worse too. But yeah, go ahead, Mitch.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
because they're going to do others. Yeah, definitely.
It's funny you bring up some of that stuff there because it plays into what Mike Lee's responses were, which I brought up this article just because it has a good compilation of the tweets going around. If you want to scroll down there, Tim.
Yeah, I was reading through it to see. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I will say I also have a weak spot for the national park system. Like if there's anything that I'm like, yeah, government could maintain some of that. Maybe not all national parks, but I love like Bryce Canyon, Zion, the Grand Canyon, all that shit. Now they need to let us look in the Grand Canyon so we can find them giants, but that's about it.
Of course.
I'm all for protecting sort of what you can consider like unique lands. Like I think the Grand Canyon's a great example of that. Because, I've been through the redwoods in California, and all over Alaska. There are sites that can be considered to be that.
McKinley, right? Is McKinley part of the national park?
I'm not fucking calling it that. But
you're not gonna call it. You're gonna Denali. You're gonna call it Denali.
That's Denali.
Okay,
really,
right.
it shouldn't. It should be the old spelling too, which is a whole nother argument.
Bend the knee, Alaskan.
I thought you were on the McKinley side of that argument. Sorry, I was being friendly to the Alaskan.
I've sort of gone back and forth on it because I think I think the whole McKinley argument is like you're still ultimately paying homage to somebody who doesn't really have much connection to our side of things. So it's like, well, what the fuck, It's like it's our mountain, yeah. Which so I kind of like, but the point I was making about like well, I kind of lost it now. God damn it!
My bad, dude. That was totally I derailed you twice.
All right.
What we do.
Rob, do you have a sound? Tim, do you have a sound bite for that? Rob needs to be punished with some sort of sound bite.
No, I think he's just really high.
You piece of shit! What the fuck's your problem?
But
I
was on the point, and then I talked about the mountain, and then the point just went by.
Yeah.
That is a good soundbite for.
Well, maybe if we read Mr. Mike Lee's response to a lot of this stuff, we can jog some memories.
So right before this in the article, it says the bill would require the land to be used for the development of housing or to address associated community needs, although it does leave that up to interpretation to the Secretary of the Interior of Agriculture. Mike Lee responded, said, I want to be completely clear. My bill exempts all parks, monuments, and wilderness areas, etc., from the federal land sale. We will exempt 15 categories of land, including land where people have valid existing rights. Even then, it is less than 1% of all federal land. This is to help American families afford homes. Read the language for yourself and don't fall for the scams. Interesting, before we comment, there's a community note. The bill does not exempt 154 national forests.
I just remembered what my point was. So what I was making the point of is I agree with Rob that protecting these sort of sites is important. I think the national park system was that to begin with, where you had a lot of conservationists who were about protecting these individual places. Zion specifically, I think, became sort of a focal point for that. But the problem I have with it is now the system includes just hundreds and hundreds of thousands of acres of what is just open land that doesn't really have anything to do with these systems. In Alaska, the feds have tied up land that is just traditionally had been used for, at that point, 50 years for mining. And they're like, well, no, that's a national park now. It's like, well, no, there were already people there for 50 years doing stuff on it. You can't just make that a national park. And so, but they do that in every regard. So there's just swaths of land that should be used to build up new towns, new settlements, that's just tied in with the national park system. And I have a feeling that happens, especially in like Colorado, Arizona. I know that's typically the complaint from those areas too, is it's like they basically just come in and take usable land that doesn't really have any real national park value because they know that it has some value in general.
No, that's a good point.
I always make the argument for the gold thing, because I've always said to the people who invest in gold, it's like, pay attention to who owns all the land that all of the mining was done on traditionally, which was not stopped because those areas ran out of gold. It was stopped because of the Second World War and the whole going off the gold standard. So basically, all of this stuff was frozen in time, and the people who own all the land the gold was mined from is the feds, not the states. So like they're just sitting on top of all the valuable land that has gold on it. They certainly did that here.
Shocker.
I really love all these all these fact check stuff that, or whatever they call them, the community notes. So Glenn Beck's here is trying to defend it. This is also in the article. Lee isn't proposing to auction off Yellowstone or pave over Yosemite. He's talking about 3 million acres. That's less than 1% of federal estate. It's remote, hard to access, and often mismanaged. Community note. It's remote, hard access, and often mismanaged. False. The bill does not specify any specific parcels or remote or not. Furthermore, the statement doesn't align with the so-called priorities for land nomination in the bill, which was to build affordable housing. If the land was remote, hard to access, and mismanaged, it would not make good land for housing.
Yeah.
I love how community notes are just throwing these guys under the bus. It was great.
Yeah.
I'm a member of that community notes thing, and it's fun as shit.
Yeah.
That is good. I mean, at the end of the day, like, these guys are getting paid to get BlackRock this land, right? That's kind of what I'm seeing. It's like they're gonna get their pick of whatever it is because they're BlackRock, and it's not fair, and we suck because we're citizens.
How is
and
this
we don't
any
matter.
different than like APAC, but just with
Yeah.
different steps?
Yeah.
Like it is literally the same thing.
You said it. You said the magic word. Okay. I'm sorry.
I gotta clip Toad's version and send it to you so you can have Toad.
Welcome to the shit show, David.
No, I mean it really isn't much different than the same way that those kind of groups lobby. It's the same shit. It's like, hey, we want to benefit this group. You know, in this case, it's BlackRock, so we're gonna pay you a bunch of money to argue for our point. Yeah, it's scummy.
To be fair to them, I will say it doesn't mention BlackRock specifically, community note check, but it will go to the highest bidder, which will probably be BlackRock.
Yeah.
Or Vanguard or State Street, and they
fucking
all
Bill
own
Gates.
each other. They all own interest in each other's stocks. So
Yeah, I do think you should sell off federal land, though. And then, so the question is, how do you sell off federal land without making sure that it goes to the highest bidder, which would be a conglomerate of people you don't like? You can't really. What would you say? Reparations?
Yeah.
Yeah, just give it away.
Yeah.
So,
Who gets it? The black guys?
Native Americans get their land back. I would give the Native Americans their land back for sure.
Ain't their land. We won that shit. It's over.
Well, it's not all their land. Some of it's their land. I want to drive through and see some teepees.
No,
That's what I
fuck
wanna
that. Listen, the Native Americans got one up over the black people. They got all the casinos. They got all that. They're fucking fine. They don't need nothing.
They fucking own Florida, basically.
Libertarians will hate my position on this.
I hate
because
you.
It is the
You piece of
Alaskan
shit.
nationalist. It is the Alaskan nationalist perspective that I have on this that changed my opinion. But I legitimately think that if you're going to let's say repatriate federal land and bring it back into private hands, I legitimately think it has to be done from the top down, which a lot of people aren't going to like. But that means basically, if you're taking that land from an individual state area, meaning say Alaska, Arizona, any of these places, and that's where the federal land's coming from, then the people that should have first grabs at that land should be the people that need the housing. So you should start at the bottom of that spectrum, meaning basically go to the place that whatever town or city is nearest to that land requisite and say, if you have under this household income, you are open to bid on this housing and open to bid on this land. And by doing that, you're going to build up the bottom up top, and you open up that land so it's completely open zoning wise. So it can be commercial or it can be housing. And so then that gives those people at the bottom the chance to either start a business, start homes, start a town basically out of that land. And that's what you have to do to make it actually go to people who need it and not just into those giant corporations.
You ever been to
sell it after the fact? That's fine.
You ever been to a poor auction, Leighton? We're gonna start the bidding at tree fitting.
Well, that's the point.
I got
That's the
tree
whole point I'm
fitting.
making, is it would be very cheap, and so
Leighton's
buy
plan.
into these lands.
Leighton's plan is to give all the federal land to the homeless. Come sign up. If you can verify that you're homeless, you get an acre of land.
I don't think the homeless are going to get it, but they might be the people that eventually rent those places or move into those areas because it can be cheaply built.
What are they going to rent it with? Bottle caps, dude? What are we talking about?
Let me point out, if you're a charity right now, right,
A lot of homeless.
who's building homes or buying up land to build homes for the homeless, which is happening in different areas and private charities, wouldn't you, if you were given the opportunity to go buy 5 lots in this area for pennies on the dollar because you meet that threshold as a 501c or whatever you are, well, now you have the ability to build 5 homes for way less than it would have cost you before, which is going to fill that need that you had and get people off the street. That's better for everyone involved.
I think what's going to happen? Go ahead. You know what's going to happen is you're going to give this land to all these homeless people and these broke ass charities, and then they're not going to be able to pay the property tax, and then the federal government's going to seize the land again and then sell it at auction, and then BlackRock ends up with it anyway.
I mean,
you didn't think the Grand Canyon could get filled with anything? It's going to get filled with meth, fentanyl, and trash. This is what's going to happen under your plan.
I'm not saying to do that with those areas. I'm talking about legitimately auditing these systems and deciding with actual planners and people, which, again, this is why libertarians won't like it, but it means sitting down and going, how much of this land that the feds actually own needs to be kept and protected and coddled, and how much is it being held because of the military-industrial complex, because they want, I mean, that's Alaska's problem.
No, I agree with you up to there.
The military made the decisions here. So they have swaths of land where they were like, we might put a base here eventually, so let's just make it part of this system, and now we own this.
I think that's the reasonable part, though. But then whenever you start giving it to poor people, I'm like, I don't get that part.
Well, that's the part I said libertarians are going to like. But I think otherwise you're just going to hand it off to giant corporations like BlackRock because they're too big in the system because of the government. The only reason these companies have got to the position they are in is because the feds allow them to and have built a system for them to thrive and to push the little people down.
What if we auction it off, but you have to be an individual? You can't buy it as part of a corporation or trust or something like that.
That's closer to a better system.
Good rule.
Certainly.
That I would like.
Yeah.
You're still going to have very wealthy. I think you lock it up to the state. So whatever state you're in,
you have to be a resident of the state.
You're an individual in that resident of that state. Yeah.
But then once you have to, resident of the state, that's good. You might have to turn over Citizens United otherwise.
Well, it's funny you bring that up, though, because like being a resident would be important because the other concern I saw from people online was China.
Yeah. Oh, it should be Americans. Yeah, Americans only.
Fear.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a legitimate fear. So you lock it to the resident of the people in that state. So if it's land in Arizona that's being given up, then you have to be a resident of Arizona.
Yeah. I think we've all said our piece except for David, so we'll let him close this one out and we'll go to the next one.
I'm with Leighton, honestly. I think that it's one of the simplest solves to a lot of the kind of homelessness problems, or not necessarily homelessness, but like the one step above it, the people who are like just barely homeless or just recently homeless. There's obviously that section of society that prefers that life. Mm-hmm. That's not inhumane to say, that's just a fact. There are people who, if you give them this opportunity, they're not going to take it. They would rather beg for the money to get just enough liquor to have a fun night by the fire. Like, that's fine. But there's a huge group of people who are like paycheck to paycheck, or, don't have a paycheck anymore, and now they're living in a tent in somebody's backyard. Yeah. That if we take away just the rent cost from like that whole just like strip in the middle there of people who are like just barely surviving, take away that anywhere between $800 to $1,800 a month that they're paying, and let that money go to other things, and now they have a house to live in, that they become actually functioning members of society that get to hire babysitters and go out on date night and do other things and actually be functional members of society, instead of sinking all of their money into rent, which is probably actually also trickling back up to BlackRock, shopping at stores and restaurants and doing things. And we have plenty of land and money to do it with. Yeah, for sure.
Did you leave the Libertarian Party and go to the rent is too damn high party? Is that? I think that's the thing. I think you did.
I mean, helping us
rent is too damn high.
Helping us pay our rent.
Rent is too damn high.
Well, that's good. That's a good
I
segue.
have a certain love
I had
for
a good
the
one.
homesteading.
Just
I know
ran
this
over.
stepped all over.
Yeah, I'll come back to it. Go ahead. What?
Well, it just reminds me of like the homesteading thing here, what Ronan just said. Like everybody just staked their like claim. And
Yeah.
like we had homesteading 10 years later than everybody else here in Alaska because we were an earlier state. So they let us keep it 10 years longer than everybody else. And so that culture was like super strong here. I know people who still to this day live on family homesteads. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
David, are you in favor of UBI? Because you kind of did make a UBI argument there. That's the appeal to it anyway.
I would rather a UBI system than a bloated, bureaucratic, huge management class system like what we have now, or what a lot of other. Like, I would much rather Andrew Yang than Bernie Sanders. You know, like it's.
Yeah.
I would rather have UBI and capitalism on kind of built on top of that than just like pure socialism or communism.
Yeah.
Would you rather get shot in the foot or the chest?
Right.
What you just said.
Yeah, basically. At least a gunshot to the foot, you might be able to keep limping on for quite some time.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to kind of also agree with David on this.
Why do you hate each other? What the hell?
but you know, I think there is a sentiment of correctness to the fact that with the way that we're going with the current taxes and the welfare system and the food stamp system and all this crap, that ultimately, if you simplified all this by just cutting all of this crap and going to a simple UBI system, it would be a lot easier for Americans to understand where the money's going, first off, and B, it would be a lot easier to track who actually needs the money and doesn't, because you have a much easier system of, okay, this is how much money is going to this household, you know, whereas now you've got 5 or 6 different groups that all have to communicate with each other, and they don't. We know
Yeah, they're all
that the whole point of
county-based.
bureaucracy is that, yeah, so these people don't talk to each other. So you could have a guy who's getting benefits from one thing, and that group doesn't talk to the other group that guy's getting the same benefit from. And so it is that system is broken. So I think UBI in a system sort of simplifies it. You're sort of trading, again, one bad thing for another bad thing, but the one other bad thing might be just slightly better.
Man,
Yeah.
how did we go from land to UBI?
UBI? UBI.
Yeah.
UBI. At least
UBI.
we can pronounce that, though.
Dude, how did Yang not make that a slogan?
Because he's not black like me. As a black man, it's my job to come up with.
Gingers are black.
You're black now.
Hell yeah.
Y'all
But,
black.
On the topic of,
I
like, you
gotta
know,
tell my
land,
grandma.
Yeah.
like with the land and everything, it seems like in Canada there was something going on with the street name, and you know, after that fierce debate, I figure this will lighten the mood.
So Canadian Native Chief announces Vancouver Street has been renamed to whatever the fuck that says. Okay. Activists claim the street was previously named Trett Street, which was named after a racist. So I think Mitch wants us to play a game, pronounce the street.
6 makes me same street.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Six
it.
Mux Akyexim.
I don't know what the fuck those letters are.
Those are
Six
upside
Mux
down E's,
Akyexim.
upside down.
I mean, that's how I'd actually pronounce it if you asked me to pronounce it. Because I read native like Alaska Native a lot, and so that's how I'd actually pronounce it. But it is gobbledygook.
Well,
If you go to the 35-second mark, we will hear it. But real quickly, if we go there, David, what do you got?
Oh God. What do we got here? Sikmakayemsim Street.
Suck my semen street.
There are way too many innuendos makeable out of this.
Yeah.
I think we just all turn into Joe Biden or an old man when we're pronouncing that name. So we're just gonna go to Sermon Street.
Sucks makes me semen street.
Could you imagine Joe Biden being at the unveiling of this?
Yeah. Before we hear how it's actually pronounced, I did try to cheat and look it up on Google Translate. So I don't know what fucking language that is, but here it is translated to English.
SXM Theta Kimsum Street.
Theta.
There you go.
There's no theta in there. It's definitely it can't be Azerbaijani. That can't be Azerbaijani.
I guess that-
Translate just answers you fuck off.
yeah. I ain't doing that shit. All right, let's see what he says. You said it's what, 38?
Yeah, like
Holy
35.
shit, he's got feathers growing out of his face.
Oh my god, it's real. They actually
Yeah, they
shit.
actually fucking did
What
it.
to replace it with?
Every symbol has a sound, and they're all sounded out.
Well, the English translation is Musqueam View. The new
Musqueam view?
Yeah.
Okay. That was the English translation.
The fuck?
Here we go.
Well, the English translation is Musqueam View. The new legal name of the street is written in characters from the North American.
Oh, hang on, I didn't notice it. It's right underneath. So
Yeah.
the English name there. So
They literally just put the name there.
I
So
do
do they
that
read right to
100
left?
Musqueam view.
Do they read right to left then? Because there's
Oh, I see. Yeah, maybe. Okay.
Oh.
right. All right, let's keep
They're
going
all
because he's gonna say it. He's gonna say it. Sesame Street. That's a good one. Suck my yam, son Street. All right. We're gonna go.
Well, the English translation is Musqueam View. The new legal name of the street is written in characters from the North American phonetic alphabet, a system developed by linguists to express words from First Nation languages. Here's Mayor Sim having a go at it.
Today, we officially renamed Trutch Street to Schmuckwiam Awesome Street.
Schmuckwiam Awesome Street. Come on, dude. What, really?
To
Dude, it
Schmuckwiam
even
Awesome
sounds
Street.
like suck me off.
Yeah, Schmuckwiam Awesome.
Suck me off, street.
It's I got it. You got to slow it down. It's schmuck me, I'm awesome. Okay.
Yeah,
That's what-
literally.
We officially renamed Trutch Street to Schmuckwiam Awesome Street.
See what I'm saying?
Fuck me, I'm awesome.
Schmuck me. Schmuck me.
Oh man, I'm glad I like that food. But yeah.
Oh man.
I don't give a schmuck me. All right.
Schmuck
Not coming.
Jesus Christ.
At least that could get a good laugh out of us, though, as compared to President Trump, who I feel
Also,
like
is that Andrew Yang?
Oh, maybe. Oh, damn.
Oh,
I gotta
yeah,
go back.
yeah.
Let me switch back. There you go.
It's not Andrew Yang. It's a solid racist joke.
Repent now. Repent now.
Jesus Christ. How many Alex Jones?
You don't want to
sound
know.
like
You don't want to know.
he got the whole package.
the whole package? You bought it.
Yeah.
And with a one-time buy only today with your colloidal silver, you can get a soundboard of me.
With your methylene blue.
Yeah, the new methylene
He
blue.
could
Sorry.
actually make a killing selling that shit.
Dude,
An
yeah.
Alex Jones soundboard with all the greatest hits. I'd buy it tomorrow.
Mhm.
A bunch of guys walking around with blue dicks because of Alex Jones.
Oh man.
Y'all's dicks aren't blue?
Yeah, Rob's over here.
No,
like,
yeah.
red hair, blue dick. I got all the Smurf innuendo.
We keep it orange and blue around here.
So, yeah, Trump is going at Massey big time.
Great
And-
segue.
and I don't even know what every time I try to segue, Leighton fucking derails me or something. Like,
Yeah.
what's
No,
up?
you're doing a great job, Leighton.
Oh, man.
Thomas Massey at real Donald Trump declared so much war on me today it should require an act of Congress. Piece of shit.
It's a great tweet.
This is a long ass fucking thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I can
remember
read
when
it.
Remember when Donald Trump used to actually have short, witty things and nicknames and shit? He doesn't even do that anymore. He's like your fucking boomer aunt on Facebook.
Yeah.
That's because he's
With
pissed
random
at
capitalization.
Israel and Iran now.
Oh, we'll get
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah.
Not mega.
I don't do a good Trump. Rob, you should do it. You do a good Trump.
All right, zoom in a little bit more.
I,
That was pouring a second drink.
this is gonna take a second. I gotta switch to here and then
Just
go.
the fact that he
Okay, there you go.
posted this much is what has me pissed.
You don't have to read all of it. Just get to the good parts.
Yeah.
Congressman Thomas Massey of Kentucky is not MAGA, even though he likes to say he is, Actually, MAGA doesn't want him. We don't want him at all. He doesn't. We don't even know him. We don't respect him. He's a negative force. Almost always votes no, no matter whether something might be good or not. I'm losing it. Hang on. I'm losing it.
He's a simple-minded grandstander. Go from there.
I don't know about that. What's the best part? Okay.
He's a simple-minded grandstander who thinks it's good politics for Iran to have the highest nuclear weapon, while at the same time yelling death to America at every chance they get. Iran has killed and
Well, you're not doing
thousands.
Trump at all.
I'm not doing it because I can't do it.
I can try it.
Start with here. Iran has killed and maimed.
Iran has killed and maimed thousands of Americans and even took over the American embassy in Tehran under the Carter administration. We have a spectacular military success yesterday, taking the bomb right out of their hands, and they...
You're breaking up. They would use it if they could, and despite the praise of the accolades...
Would use it.
Yeah, you broke up there for a second. I don't know. It's fucking long. Here we go.
Yeah.
Ralph, start here. Start here with MAGA. Start here with MAGA.
MAGA should drop this pathetic loser. He's a loser, I tell you. Thomas Massey, he's like the plague. The good news is that we will have a wonderful American patriot running against him in the Republican primary. And I'll be out in Kentucky campaigning really hard. MAGA is not about lazy, grandstanding, non-productive politicians, of which Thomas Massey is definitely one.
Thank you to our incredible military. They did a great job last night. It was really special. Make America great again. All this shit. Jesus.
And I do want to point out that, I mean, maybe Mitch gets to it later, but we do have reports that we didn't really destroy a lot of the nuclear facilities.
Yeah, we're getting to the Iran shit. Y'all chill. Y'all chill.
Well, I mean, he mentions it there, so that's not accurate.
Yeah.
On the Massey front, did you see Massey went on Theo Vaughn?
Yes.
I haven't watched it yet.
Waiting to watch it. I'm still watching the
watched
Protect
half
Our
of
Parks from last week.
When was it recorded?
I'm a good bit through it.
Was it before or after the ceasefire?
I believe it was maybe before, but I'm not positive.
No, I think
They
it
haven't
might
gotten into
be
that
after.
stuff.
I think it might be like
I think it's after.
very recent. Yeah.
Okay.
Because they were talking about.
I know it came out. I know it came out after. I didn't know if they recorded it before.
Came out today. I think.
Yeah.
Maybe yesterday, dude. I don't know because it was. I think they were talking about it.
Interesting. So yeah, do you think this is going to work out for Donald Trump?
Going after Massey? He's failed twice.
No.
Two-time loser, this guy. I don't know that he's bulletproof. I see a lot of people saying that, like, I think the Libertarian Party might have put something out earlier and says it's time for him to change his party registration. And that would be suicide. That would kill him.
Yeah,
I don't.
This time, yes. If he demolishes in the primary like he did the last two times with this many eyes on it, because the first time Trump did endorse his opponent, but it was more of an endorsement of his opponent than it was an attack on Massey. This is like weeks of constant back and forth between Massey and Trump, and if he actually smacks Trump, then I think he's actually untouchable and could switch party registration after the win.
After
and
he wins
still win
again,
re-election in 28.
if he wins for a third time, you said he's got to do a three-peat before people take him seriously.
Well, a three-peat with this many eyes on it, because now we're still a year and a half away from that general. We're a year away from that primary. This is going to be. He raised $100,000 in the last 48 hours just since Trump started attacking him. Like, this is going to be a really hot race. And if he can win that, then I think he breaks free of the hold that the Republican Party could have on him.
Is he up in the big midterms, the 2026? Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All of Congress is.
Yeah.
Or the House.
Massey gonna win. Calling it now.
Yeah, I don't see a way he doesn't. Yeah. He has massive support in his state from both, really from both sides. He gets a lot of love from the Democrats in his own state because they're a smaller minority, from my understanding. So they don't have
a lot of blacks
standing to
yep
that kind of minority. But yes, so I think what I mean by bulletproof is, like, I don't think Trump can endorse a candidate that could beat him unless he brought in some giant political bigwig, but there isn't any that would have like any ties to that state. So what are you going to do there? Like, who are you going to find to run against him?
He's going to pull Mitch McConnell out of retirement.
Yeah.
Go
Oh,
back
God.
over to the house.
Jesus Christ. That would be just awful. And yet, for some reason, I feel like it's going to happen.
$2 from Ronan. Trust the plan. Take a drink for Josh. Josh, I don't know if Josh will show up or not. He's like 3-4 hours behind, so he may
What
or
a
may not.
faggot.
Yes, agree.
Tell him.
I have to drink.
Well,
I think this might be the second show.
No, he was
second
here
show
last
in a row?
time. He was
Was
here
he?
last time. Yep.
Was it?
if anything,
Kentucky.
we can bring back the missing Josh poster.
Over from Rumble, Kentucky is down for Massey. Yeah, he's got a lot of local support, but I think if he did make the Amash mistake and pull out and switch parties or whatever, he would fucking lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the whole thing is it's hard to primary him as a Republican. I think if he changes, then
all bets
there's
are
no one to
off.
primary the bad guy, and then people are like, oh, he switched teams, and they just look at the letter. Like most voters are retarded; they don't care.
Yeah, from what
That's
I'm
what I think.
hearing from all you guys and just from what I know, it seems like he kind of has that Ron Paul situation where he's in good. And hard, it's he could try, but they'd have to pour ungodly amounts into it, and I just don't.
Well, it's similar to Rand. Rand is like in a similar position where he's just very much liked. He doesn't really struggle as much, I think, to get reelected.
Also in Kentucky.
Wow. This is crazy. Is this real? 2024. Let me pull this up. 99% of the vote. That can't be right. Because a Democrat didn't even run, so he went off an independent write-in. 75% in the primary election for that race. 2022, 65-31.
That's close.
Yeah. What?
See, he doesn't win that one.
Oh, sir.
Well, he doesn't win if he's not Republican there.
Yeah.
This is general election 2020, 67-32. Yeah. Yeah, so he's stomping them, dude. 62-34. So yeah, he's got a 60-30 advantage in pretty much every race. Yeah, I just wanted to pull that up. Sorry.
No, he's kicking ass. He's the best one doing it right now.
He's kicking ass and taking names, just like another politician out there, Mr. Tim Walz.
There we go. Good job. That was better. All right, let's see. Mario Narfall. I see this guy. I don't know who he is.
So
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, we're gonna go through this here, but yeah, I'll let you read this.
Of course. Breaking assassination suspect claims Walz ordered him to kill Klobuchar. What? Alleged shooter Vance Bolter left behind a rambling FBI letter claiming that Minnesota Governor Tim Walz instructed him to assassinate Amy Klobuchar so Walz could take her Senate seat. I don't think that. Okay. Incoherent letter also claims Bolter received secret military training and references Senator Tina Smith. Hennepin County attorney spokesperson. We have seen no evidence that the allegations regarding Governor Walz are based in fact. What? Bolter? Yep. Oh, that they were connected. Okay. Bolter faces federal charges for killing state rep Melissa Hortman and her husband, plus inquiring state Senator Hoffman, blah, 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 and his wife. Source, Minnesota Star Tribune. So Minnesota Star Tribune is reporting that this guy thinks Governor Walz told him to kill Klobuchar so that he could be her replacement. Did I get that right?
Yep. Oh, well, yeah. Not based in fact just means he's just making shit up, though. Like, he's just completely...
Right. He said it, but they don't believe it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah. At what point do you start believing the testimony of the deranged assassin dude?
When I'm high on mushrooms.
Yeah. We did cover him a little bit last week's show, and he was like... allegedly, there was a video of him preaching against like gay shit, pretty much, and acting pretty crazy. Yeah, you brought this up with me. He was preaching somewhere overseas. They had a translator. It's in last week's show notes and in the assassin section. But then there were still conflicting reports whether he was right wing or left wing or whatever. But I don't know. Dude obviously seems crazy. He's got a fucking killer Michael Myers mask on right there.
Everybody that just went, oh, he's got the flyers in the car from that lefty protest. He must have been a lefty.
Yeah.
Every single person that took just that one piece of evidence and made a factual assumption in their head should never be allowed to speak publicly again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, on that Mario Newfall account who posted that guy's a fucking complete joker.
Really? There you go, Mitch.
Wow. Tell me how you really feel.
That's what we think about your sources, dude.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Disclosed TV also posted it. And let me pull this up so you guys can see it.
No, I know.
Disclosed TV almost posted it. Defiant L's just a meme account, but they do have a clip from Jesse Waters. They have a clip from Jesse Waters talking about it. So here you go.
Assassin who disguised himself as a cop to shoot down Democrat politicians and their spouses. He killed 2 and seriously injured 2 others. Today, we're finding out he wrote a letter to the FBI claiming he was trained by the U.S. military, quote, off the books.
Jeez.
And that Tim Walz asked him to kill Amy Klobuchar so he could take her Senate seat. Belter's facing state and federal murder charges.
Okay, I thought he was going to pontificate on it, but he's just going to.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I think this guy's just an insane person, but it is kind of nuts for him to be saying shit like this. But yeah, it's just a crazy guy.
But does Tim Walz primary Klobuchar?
Oh, what if he does come out against her? Yeah. That would be funny.
that would be interesting.
Then we will have to revisit.
He's like, no, I didn't do it, but it'd be funny if I did.
Right. Walz writes a book, If I Did It.
Yeah.
Tim Walz, O.J. Simpson. That's a good reference. You were referencing O.J. Simpson, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
God damn.
You previously opposed an assault weapons ban, but it only later in your political career did you change your position. Why?
Yeah, I sat in that office with those Sandy Hook parents. I've become friends with school shooters.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
It was in front of us the whole time.
He does look like a crazy guy. Crazy killer.
He's the gangster that you would not expect, which is why he's so dangerous.
You know what? He did it. I'm going to say he did it. I'm on the he did it train.
I don't know. The guy's a shark. Just like
we talk about false flags all the time. It's not like you can't do it on a smaller scale. Within, like we talk about it for foreign politics or foreign policy all the time, but there's no reason that the Democrats can't pull a false flag to try to start some shit.
Yeah.
Blame it on the Republicans.
That's what the Iranians are going to do.
Blame it on Tim Walz, trying to kick him out. Trying to kick him out of the party because he's a terrible candidate and a white man.
Right. Mm-hmm. Pin it all on him, but in the meantime, everybody thinks that there's these deranged Republicans that are going to go around murdering Democratic politicians. Yeah. That's a thing that blue states are going to quickly take up arms to stop from happening.
Yeah. I don't know. It could be like a desperate move because whatever happens to Tim Kaine, whatever happened to that guy, Hillary Clinton's running mate, he just kind of fucking disappeared, fell off the map. So maybe Tim Walz is trying to grab onto relevancy by hiring an assassin to kill his political opponent. I don't know.
He was just such a terrible candidate. I don't think he's gonna have a shot to run again.
He gave permission to white people to vote for Harris. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see if it pays off. Wait, it didn't.
Tim Walz was the epitome of masculinity.
Yeah.
Don't you know he owns guns?
Yeah, okay. So does Biden.
Shot one.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway, he wasn't apparently Kamala's first option. And it would appear Mark Cuban has also stopped dressing like a lesbian art teacher. So that's good, too.
I can't be the only guy who just hates Tim Miller's face.
What are you talking about? Look at Mark Cuban's face right next to him. What kind of face is that, dude? He's looking like a fucking card. He's looking like a character.
Adrian!
Yeah.
Yeah,
good call.
Tim Miller looks like he got the front of his face caught in closing elevator doors.
Yeah, his nose definitely is like swooping a little bit.
All right,
But like,
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
What's he gonna say?
There was some green room gossip at MSNBC. You ready for this? You ready? I wouldn't tell you this if it wasn't like pretty good. Like somebody I kind of trust said that they asked you to send in VP vetting papers, and you said no, the list would be too long. Is that true? It is true. Why didn't you consider? I mean, you ended out there campaigning with her advisor.
Well, the second part of that is, my response was, I'm not very good as the number two person. And so the last thing we need is me telling Kamala, the president, that, no, that's a dumb idea, right? And I'm not real good at the shaking hands.
All right.
And kissing
Well, I don't know
babies
about that. I mean, I was talking to Pete Buttigieg a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I want to, give you a time machine. We're going to go back in a DeLorean. Like, what could we do different? So I want to ask you that same question, but also in the context, like, if it was you instead of Tim Walz, who the hell knows? I don't know. It feels maybe different.
I mean, obviously it would have been different. My personality is completely different than Tim's. My experiences, my background.
There was some great.
Okay, so what? He was the other vice presidential candidate.
They wanted to try and get him to be Kamala's vice presidential candidate, and he basically said no.
Okay. Yeah, I think he would have been better than Tim Walz. I think a lot more people would have voted for the Harris, whatever Cuban ticket. Yeah.
But as he put it there too,
it would have been a lot more fun doing the Mark Cuban versus Elon Musk in more real time.
Yeah. Because Elon was campaigning hard, so yeah, that would have been good putting those two up against each other. They probably would have been in debate. That probably would have happened.
Mark kind of tried to step it once Elon was really running heavy with Trump. Mark Cuban started doing some speaking spots at Kamala rallies and stuff like that, but it wasn't anywhere as close to the same. It wasn't the publicity. If both sides had that outsider billionaire backer thing going on, I think it would have been different.
I don't know what you want to do here, Joey. Sit up a little bit, David. I don't see the similarity if that's what you're going for. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it.
Yeah. Also, Mark Cuban gets kind of dunked on all the time, online, on Twitter. Anytime he's dealing, not anytime, but a lot of times in politics, I've seen him. At least I don't agree with most of the shit Mark Cuban says as far as his politics go. Yeah, he's not dumb. He's at least good with money and a good business guy. But I don't know. Obviously better than Tim Walz, but a random dude named Jim Walz would have been better than Tim Walz. A Wall might have been better than Tim Walz, actually.
They did vote for a Wall.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, you got that right.
For the life of me, I don't understand how a guy who speaks so highly of Ayn Rand has such garbage politics.
He just wanted to fuck her, dude. That's it.
Yeah, he wanted to fuck old woman Ayn Rand, apparently.
Ayn Rand was ugly as a dog, dude.
You know these rich guys, they got those fetishes where a woman's beating them up and telling them what to do. And he just, Ayn Rand just seems like a woman who would yell at you for not being hard enough.
Rand was very much so into her BDSM.
Yeah, I could see that. And I think Mark Cuban saw that as well. And that's probably why he likes her so much.
I mean, his book is named The Fountainhead, and the one sex scene in The Fountainhead was so controversial back in the day that they called it a rape scene. So, Yeah, I'm not even kidding. That's what I'm saying, man. Ayn Rand loved her BDSM. That's literally in all her books.
50 Shades of Fountainhead was the first link that popped
up.
Thank you. That's crazy.
I haven't got to that part yet.
Where Mark Cuban and Elon Musk went back and forth after Elon left the administration and was talking about starting a new party. Mark responded yeah, let's make it happen.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Elon just DM'd him and said, "You're not allowed. You can't come."
Not you.
In Mark's defense, he has given a lot of money to ballot access causes, including libertarians. So
well, that's good. He knows how to waste money. It's great.
Yeah,
I mean, ballot access calls, depending on where you're at, it's a good cut. Like, we won something in Sarasota a while back, but then lost it. Libertarians, they got ranked choice voting, so that was kind of a form of ballot access there, I guess. But yeah, I mean, Elon's not even allowed in his party anymore. They kicked Elon out. So a new party does need to get started with like some of these big money guys.
So it's interesting you say that, and aside from Elon, all these people were responding like, we love Stephen A. Smith and all that.
Hey, don't talk shit about Stephen A. Smith.
No, we love Stephen A.
Don't talk shit about Stephen A. Smith.
He agreed with Elon. He retweeted it and said hell yes or some shit. I don't know. Probably something better than what I just said. But aside from that, you have a lot of people disaffected who I'm sure they'd want to appeal to. And I don't know about you guys. This is now the second time I've seen Jake Tapper have a moment of clarity.
Were you trying to interrupt me the entire time just to segue, Mitch?
No, I actually had other points, but then you kind of hit on them. So
okay, because it seems like you were trying to segue. It seems like you were trying to segue there.
What the fuck's your problem?
Fuck Jake Tapper. What's going on here?
Watch Jake Tapper slowly realize that the Democratic Party actually is. This is why you fuckers lose elections. Okay.
Yeah.
My son doesn't have political views. He's just really into World War II and gaming. What? Oh my God.
I mean, that's
I'm gonna hit it.
cool guy.
I'm gonna hit it. I was almost gonna hit it. I'm not gonna hit it. Okay.
I went on.
Oh shit.
I went on a left-leaning podcast that shall remain nameless, and we were talking about my kids because I think they were both people without kids, and they asked me about my son, and I said he was, he's a football player and he wants to be a policeman. And their joke was about my 15-year-old son. Oh, how does he feel about minorities? Like the idea that he wants to be a policeman, therefore he's racist, my son. And that was the big laugh. And then I got dragged in the comments and all that stuff. And I thought to myself, this is why you fuckers are losing elections.
100%.
Like my football playing son, who has no political views. He's 15. He thinks about World War II and gaming and playing linebacker. That's his world. You're deciding he's a racist because he wants to be a cop. And why does he want to be a cop? He wants to be a cop because he wants to help people, and he thinks that's the best way he can help people. And that's how the Democratic Party talks to men, not just white men, but men. And I get the idea that they thought Tim Walz could what's the term he used, code switch or something. He thought that he could translate the Democratic Party values because he hunts and fishes and owns a gun and was in the army and drinks a beer. I mean, at least there was an attempt, but I find it just insane.
Agreed. This message was brought to you by China.
Of course, it's always by China.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's right, though. Is like if your first reaction, and this goes for libertarians, too, if your first reaction to somebody saying that they're a cop or they got a family member that was a cop is like, oh, you're a fascist piece of shit or you must be racist or whatever, no wonder you're fucking losing, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot of people get into these jobs, and we talked about this last time, so I won't harp on it too much, but a lot of people get in these jobs for altruistic reasons. They want to help people. They want to help their community. They want to stop the bad guy. They want to, they want to serve, like whatever their reason is. A lot of them get in the military because it's easy and you could go to college for free. There's a lot of that too, but they're not getting in there because they're fucking psychopaths that want to kill people and because they're racist and they want to hunt down the nearest black guy. It's
not
so
all of them.
Stupid. Not all of them.
Not all of them.
Maybe one or two, but
it's more than one or two.
But he's exactly right. He's exactly right. Like, his kid isn't a fucking racist because he wants to be a cop.
Yeah.
Those two things don't track.
His kid's a racist because he watches his dad on CNN and is like, "My friends are making fun of me, Dad. You have to do some fucking bench presses and some squats or something, dude."
Yeah, he's acting out. Yeah,
he's not a racist because of wanting to be a cop. He's a racist because he really got into the Nazis when studying World War II.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Good one.
It happens to the best of us.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's happening right now. It's happening everywhere right now. Have you been on Twitter? Have you been on X? That shit is injected into the algorithm. Yeah. No, I agreed with this. Like, I think this is old. I think it's like 2 or 3 months old, maybe older. But I agreed with it then. I agree with it now. I think the Democrats are so out of base with reality, so out of touch with reality. It's insane.
Yeah. Well, any final thoughts on this before we get into the big story here that I'm sure we're going to really have a lot to say on?
Well, if you set it up like that, no.
I don't.
We got to work on your showmanship. We got to work on this
such a big
showmanship
one
here,
that,
Mitch.
honestly, like.
Yeah.
It's World War III.
How can I even do it? How can I even go into World War III? I'm thinking in my head, like, how can I even do that? Because it's World War III.
Let's just do it again. Let's just do it again from the top.
It's World War III.
Yeah, that's more like it. I just think if you're taking a girl home to your parents, and that girl is World War III,
not coming.
Yeah, you're bringing her in hot, dude. We're talking Russia, Ukraine, Iran, Israel, fucking probably China, Taiwan coming down the pipeline.
You bring a date home, and this is how you start the conversation. No wonder you're not married yet.
This is World War III.
So yeah, as far as Iran goes.
Senator Marco Rubio, congratulations to everyone. It has been fully agreed between Israel and Iran that there will be a complete and total ceasefire approximately 6 hours from now when Israel and Iran have wound down and completed their in-progress final missions. For 12, wait, we're almost done. It's going to be a pause, but I'm going to kill a couple more of your guys. You're going to kill a couple more of my guys, all in, guys. Last chips on the table for 12 hours, at which point war will be considered ended. Officially, Iran will start the ceasefire, and upon the 12th hour, Israel will start. Iran's going to stop first. We're going to kill a couple more Iranians, and then we'll stop, and then the war's over. It's the 12-day war, guys. 12-day war.
Hey, Mitch, how'd that go?
What? The 12-day
days
war?
to flatten the curve.
How'd the ceasefire go?
How did it go, guys? You want to bring up the next image there, Tim? We'll see.
Didn't last fucking long. Israel, don't drop those fucking bombs. If you do, it's a major violation. Bring your pillbox home now. Donald Trump, President of the United States.
Not coming.
So, yeah, that went well.
Bring your pilots home.
I don't know why I said pilots.
Bring your pilots home. Welcome to Florida. We can't read.
So before we play the
Shut
clip,
me, I'm awesome.
Let's just talk about this a bit.
What do you want to talk about?
Shortest ceasefire in history.
Yeah, we're about to talk about it. We're going right into it.
Yeah, I mean, if you looked at this one here before, and I was making fun of it while I was reading it, but it makes sense.
Yeah,
because Iran was supposed to stop now, and then 6 hours later, Israel was going to stop, and Israel's like, "We ain't fucking stopping. We're gonna bomb your shit." So it went according to plan. I don't know. Trust the plan.
See, Trump, as much as he loves Israel and the Jewish people, he should know that this is the most Jewish thing that they could have done. They said, "Oh, you gave us a loophole. We can't resist a loophole that allows us to bomb our enemies and keeps them from bombing us. So we will take you up on this loophole. Thank you very much." Oh, we weren't supposed to do that? Oh, I'm sorry. We didn't think so. Yeah, it's, stop at the same time. Stop at the same time.
Mr. Vincent, very good points.
Oh, I came across, I found a leaked recording between Trump and Netanyahu. Here you go.
Get this through your head, Get this through your head, you Jew motherfucker, you. You only exist out here because of me. That's the only reason. Without me, you personally, every fucking wise guy still around, I'll take a piece of your fucking Jew ass. Then where you gonna go? Your fucking words don't ever go over my fucking head again. You motherfucker, you.
You motherfucker, you.
That's great.
Anyway, sorry. I came
No,
across
that's
that.
amazing. That was
That was
highly
beautiful.
highly applicable. Great movie. I think I think they pissed him off too. I think they pissed him off with it. We covered the missile strikes pretty extensively last week. And some shit happened where we got involved. You guys did the live show on Saturday with Trump announcing those bombings on the nuclear sites. So I mean, yeah, we all voted not for new wars, and we got a new war.
I don't know why I didn't see you had joined earlier, Leighton, but you're here now.
Oh, it's no big deal.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
I got you though.
He was hiding behind my spray ball.
Listen, it wasn't the 12-day war. It was 12 and a half days, okay? There was an extra 12 hours you forgot to calculate, okay?
It's gonna be longer. And I think God, who was it? I forgot who was saying this. Oh shit, y'all are gonna fucking hate me. It was Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes was saying this. It's been going on. It hasn't. It's not a 12 and a half day war. It's been going on for at least 7 years now with Iran, back and forth. He's right about that. Like I agreed with everything he had to say on that topic. I think on his last show. So I don't know, man. Yeah, he might be a Fed, but he's getting fed accurate information. That's what that is.
So, what say you, your high Junus?
That I think Nick Fuentes is a cum hunter.
Besides the obvious.
Else you need an opinion on?
The 18-minute ceasefire.
I think the ceasefire was gay to begin with because I think Trump just decided. I think Trump tried to do diplomacy like Trump does, which is he went to both these countries and said, "You okay with not dropping bombs?" And they said, "If they don't want to drop bombs, we won't drop bombs." And then he went to the other ones and they said, "Well, if they don't drop bombs, we won't drop bombs." And so then he just puts up on Truth Social that he has a ceasefire because that was said, but neither of them had any intentions of not just immediately launching more bombs at each other. Like, I mean, how many other presidents have done this similar thing? Said, "Oh, I got a ceasefire," and then like a week later.
Yeah, usually they go to the UN.
Baghdad.
Usually they go to the UN, not Truth Social or Parler or X.com or Rednet. Like, I don't understand the diplomacy that we live in, the diplomatic world now. Like, the UN isn't.
I went on Tumblr and I told the South Africans to calm their tits.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, guys.
Oh, my God.
I mean, to be fair, the UN is really fucking gay.
Yes, to be fair.
Goddamn world government.
No, I agree with that, but I'm just saying it's laughable. It's laughable that we have a president that goes, "You're good, you're good. I'm about to tweet this, so we better be good." And yeah, that's what's going on.
Don't forget to retweet this asshole, man.
Yeah,
we need engagement on this.
If your governments don't retweet this, there will still be a war. So officially, that is our policy.
Does Netanyahu have an account on Truth Social or just Twitter?
He does.
Does he?
Wait, he has a Truth Social?
I'm pretty sure I've seen a Netanyahu Truth Social screenshot before.
Truth Social?
Netanyahu.
Looking it up.
That would be hilarious if it just becomes because like nobody actually uses Truth Social, right? That's why Trump has to have that auto
I only have
Twitter
an account
that
to save my name.
Yeah.
No, that's valid. I think I do as well. I have same with Blue Sky. I have an account, but I don't fucking use it.
Threads, I did the same shit with. I was like, all
I
right,
refuse to do it on Threads.
Thoughts and Leighton Radner.
Yeah, Threads sucks.
Minds, Gab, all of them.
But could you imagine if Truth Social just becomes like the social media used by world leaders and no one else?
Right.
Right.
Well, if it was used by more world leaders, I think more people would be on it.
I think they would have to call it Lies
They just
Social.
never talked about it though. Like nobody really realized that they were just like on there having a ball, like old school Facebook days, just like sharing fucking cat videos and shit with each other, like Kim Jong-un. And, like,
yeah.
I think if every politician was on True Social, I think no one would care about it still.
Is this right? At the real
Because-
BB? Is that what it is?
Oh my god.
No, that's definitely
That is
a joke.
cringe.
I'm looking. I'm pulling it up. I'm gonna see if I can find it.
Benjamin Netanyahu at the real BB. Go follow me on Truth Social.
That's not a bad beat. That's not a bad BB, Mitch. I'll give it to you. Props where it's due.
I've
That's
really
a good
been trying to
BB.
perfect it, so that's good.
There you go.
I can't search anyone but Donald Trump unless I create an account. God,
Oh god,
damn
get
it.
her. I forgot about get her. Get her.
Yeah.
The Larry the Cable Guy one.
Well, to our favorite anti-war website here, they say the ceasefire is still on. Shaky Israel-Iran ceasefire appears to hold after Trump tells Israel to stop the bombing. It's not exactly how he said it. Where's the fucking Mitch? I thought you had the thing in here.
I mean, I had like the whole video of Trump saying, you know,
Yeah. Where is it?
Well, don't. Yeah.
literally right before there.
Oh, no, it's not in there. I found it here
You
though.
skipped right to that.
I got it.
I sent it to you.
But reports coming from the region suggest that.
By the way,
the side.
I just want to say real quickly, the moment that we were all waiting for is at the end. But my God, everything up until then is the old Trump that I wish we still got on Twitter.
I only saw the short clip, so this is nice. I didn't see the full.
This is going to be really fun. You're in for a treat.
If anybody has anything to say pause because it's kind of a long one. I'm going to speed it up a little bit because I don't want to sit through the whole thing. 5. Okay. Go.
Accuse each other for violating the ceasefire. So I think they both violated it.
That may be a little too fast.
The Indian guy, you got to slow it down for the Indian guy.
It was a Chinese man asking questions.
Oh, was it Chinese? Also fast talking.
I think they both violated it. I don't think I'm not sure they did it intentionally. They couldn't rein people back. I don't like the fact that Israel went out this morning at all, and I'm going to see if I can stop it. So as soon as I get away from you, I'm going to see if I can stop it, okay? I think it's been completely demolished. I think the reason we're here is because those pilots, those B-2 pilots, did an unbelievable job. And you know, the fake news, like CNN in particular, they're trying to say, well, I agree that it was destroyed, but maybe not that destroyed. You know what they're doing? They're really hurting great pilots that put their lives in the line. CNN is scum, and so is MSDNC. They're all, and frankly, the networks aren't much better.
I like the lines, like the one-liners from Trump, but this fucking pivot that's like, you know, the people are criticizing him saying that the attacks didn't do much damage or whatever. And his pivot is to say, well, what you're really doing is attacking the troops. No, bitch. We're saying your attacks were ineffective. That is not the same thing. That pivot there, that shit like that, those little things.
And it might be from CNN, but it's also like sources like the Iranian government state sources are reporting that not much damage was done. So it's like we don't really we're not there. We can't see it. So we have to
now
rely
you're
on
trusting terrorists
whatever's going on. Yeah.
Of course, Rob's trusting terrorists. But Saddam is his best friend. He keeps him in his pocket.
Yeah.
Saddam hates Iran, isn't that right? Yes, fuck.
Yes, fuck. Okay.
It's all fake news, but they should not have done that. Those pilots hit their targets. Those targets were obliterated, and the pilots should be given credit. They're not after the pilots; they're after me. They want to try and demean. Iran will never rebuild its nuclear. From there, absolutely not. That place is under rock. That place is demolished. The B-2 pilots did their job. They did it better than anybody could even imagine. They hit late in the evening. It was dark with no moon, and they hit that target with every one of those things, and that place is gone. But when I see CNN all night long, they're trying to say, well, maybe it wasn't really as demolished as we thought. It was demolished. You take a look at the pinpricks, and you see that place is gone. And I will say, I think CNN ought to apologize to the pilots of the B-2s. I think that MSDNC ought to apologize. I think these guys really, these networks and these cable networks are real losers. You really are. You're real losers. You're gutless losers. I say that to CNN because I watch it. I have no choice. I got to watch that garbage. It's all garbage. It's all fake news. But I think CNN is a gutless group of people, and the people that run it, nobody even knows it's been sold so many times. But the people that run it ought to be ashamed. MSDNC, a guy named Brian Roberts, he heads it. He's a disgrace. He's a weak, pathetic disgrace.
Yep.
I mean, come on. How can you not find this? Like, we haven't seen this sort of like hilarious, like, what the fuck in like a long time.
I mean, he's been. I feel like this is pretty normal for Trump right now. I mean, he hasn't been like fuck the media for a little while. If that's what you're talking about.
I mean, that was part of the
yeah.
fun of it, was always hearing him like ripping the MSDNC and CNN. Like it was just, there was something hilarious about it. And like I go back to what we were talking about earlier with the fucking boomer paragraphs. Like,
yeah.
Separate
those a little bit. Separate them out a little bit with some space.
Yeah.
I mean, up until this point, I'm just thankful that he's talking to the media. Like this, that's kind of what I was tired of with Biden, was like, he's just in the basement because he's mentally declining. And so he can't get asked any other question besides like, what ice cream are you eating today? But like Trump, Trump will actually take on. Shut the fuck up, Lee. You know Biden's a cookies and cream man. Gotta have a little black in there. I don't like everything he does, but I like that he's open. He's out there. He's in the media. They're asking him questions. You know, it's way better than what we had as far as transparency. Well, I don't even want to go that far.
No, there was some comedian I remember was saying, is like, whether you like it or not, like Trump just fucking says it. And so that's like the benefit there. And so there is definitely a looseness that you don't get. It's not as controlled or scripted as previous presidents.
Mm-hmm. It's usually bullshit still, though.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's very entertaining bullshit.
Mm-hmm. The first time around, I think a lot of people were duped into thinking that because it was so off the cuff, it had to be more truthful.
Right.
And they didn't realize how much of a pathological liar he is.
Yeah. Yeah. They did. Yeah. Because it's so, I agree with what you're saying. I don't need to reiterate it. You said it well. This, Dr. Pepper is dangerous. I'm going to keep going though.
Do you believe that Iran is still committed to peace?
Yeah, I do. They violated it, but Israel violated it too.
Are you questioning if Israel is committed?
Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I've never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because of one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that. You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
Do you understand that? Oh, that's the short clip that's been going around that everybody's been seeing.
Yep, and that was real.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It was.
I'm getting that clip.
That have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
So long, so hard. What the fuck? I want both those.
I mean, this is my favorite moment. Besides the free Ross, that was a pretty big moment we celebrate on this podcast as a libertarian. But this is close second or first favorite moment where he acknowledges that Israel is being like disingenuous and how they go about attacking Iran. So I don't know. He's acknowledging the frustration with Israel. I think he's got to have some backroom talks with Netanyahu and going, hey, you're fucking retarded for this. I got you a ceasefire deal. We took out the nuclear facilities allegedly like you wanted us to. And then what do you go and do? You fuck it up. What do you want from us? They're trying to drag us into this war.
Yeah. They don't want a ceasefire. They started this on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodness. Sorry.
No, you're fine. When I first heard the talks about a ceasefire, I was thinking about Donald Trump saying that they had 2 weeks to slow their spread of terror or whatever he fucking said. I give you 2 weeks to shut this shit down. And I was thinking about how that was a head fake, how the bombers to Guam were a head fake, and all this stuff was just kind of put out there as like a smoke screen, and then they bombed them in the background. And I was thinking about that, and I was like, well, the Iranians just got hit with a surprise attack. How unrealistic is it to think that Iran is saying, yeah, we agree to a ceasefire, sure, whatever, and then sneak attack?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe they, I don't know.
It hasn't happened yet, so we're just conspiracy theorists right now. But, you know.
I mean, I think, I don't, besides the proxies, right? Besides Hamas and these terrorist organizations that Iran funds, Iran hasn't
Hamas are freedom fighters, you racist.
right. But I'm saying like besides Iran's freedom fighters, Iran as the country has not unilaterally attacked any other country in around its neighbors or anything. Israel's attacked like every fucking country around it, besides like Egypt and the UAE. So I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like they're just fight. You know, as you put it before, they found a loophole. They decided to take it, and I'm going. You know,
No, it's not that they decided, Mitch. It's that they could not resist. It's in their blood. They saw it and they were like,
Who's they?
"Ooh, they, I have
Who's
to take
they?
it."
Who's they?
Israel.
Huh?
I'm saying who it is. Where are you talking? We've been this whole time talking about it. We like it. Wait, my friend.
So one of the things that I love about 1984 is the way that they set up the like continuous war within that book, to where it specifically almost always takes place in this like kind of demilitarized no man's land between all of the gigantic nations that just like if you pinpoint on the map what they're talking about just happens to be right about from like Israel to Iran. And so they just keep repetitively nuking the desert and nobody really cares, but it allows them to continue to keep everyone at this perpetual state of fear that we're at world war and, you know, a couple of bombs hit London every once in a while just to keep people on their toes. But there's not actually a hot war amongst any first world countries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a great point. Obviously, 1984 classic book. I think we just got way too close this time, though. Like you look at Tel Aviv and how they got bombed by Iran recently with the hospital, and then their rhetoric saying like, "Oh, you bombed our hospital." It's like, okay, how many hospitals in Gaza and Yemen did you guys bomb? So, but my point is, it got close. Tel Aviv is a densely populated, huge, massive city, and so it's getting closer. It's not just in the desert anymore. You know, I don't know. It's This one was scary.
Really
This one was scary.
about Tel Aviv. I mean, like, I don't know. In a world where this is the point, right, is to just like have war happening over there, so it's not happening over here, but we're still scared about it.
Right.
You still have to have some population there to be dying to keep people scared. So you've got Tel Aviv, you've got Tehran, you've got a couple of cities in between. But you can keep shelling them for the next 50 years, and we'll basically just keep operating business as usual. We'll still go to work every day. We'll still pay our taxes because we have to fund the military, or else we might lose World War III.
Yeah. No, we have to we have to pay our taxes to pay for the roads, David.
Yeah.
You don't understand. That's why we have to pay our taxes.
I mean, and then it's until I know you're probably agreeing with me on this, but like it's until like Ron Paul said they have the capabilities to do to us what we do to them, then we're not going to like it very much.
Well, that's why we have to be the bad guy, so that the other bad guy can't be the bad guy. Somebody's got to be the bad guy. Might as well be us.
I mean, if no, so from. Say we're dead in like 100 years. Is Iran never, ever? Yeah, we're all gonna be dead. Maybe. You never know. With advances in modern medicine, I could live to be 2, maybe even 3.
I'm a human.
But is Iran never ever gonna get a nuke? What if the Shah's son comes back into power and he's like more moderate? Will they allow them to get a nuke then? And then what if they have another Islamic revolution? Then they got nukes. Could Russia or North Korea just sell them a nuke like they're talking about now? Like, why are we? It's mutually assured destruction. They have it for deterrence. That's why they had the program at 60% enriched uranium.
But I think that this like attacks, and you probably agree with this. I think these attacks only increase the desire to get a nuke.
Yeah.
Because they're probably saying to themselves right now, if we would have had the fucking thing, they wouldn't have hit us.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Precisely. It is literally the Eric Andre meme that we talked about last episode.
Yeah.
Where he
Time to
shoots
deliver
him,
a pizza
I
ball?
ran.
No.
Why
No?
did you
Okay,
shoot?
sorry. You haven't seen Time to Deliver a Pizza Ball by Eric Andre? All right. Sorry, Layden.
I actually kind of like am not a big Eric Andre guy, but I just
Get
know
out.
like all the meme episodes.
They are good. Birds up. Sorry, bird up. Dude, Eric, yeah, I love Eric Andre. You got Time to Deliver a Pizza Ball is class. Sorry, guys. We're getting Eric Andre off
Damn
track.
it, Rob.
No. You brought Eric Andre into this. I'm an Eric Andre fan.
Drink, so I'm muting and zipping out for a second here, Tim.
You caused this, Rob. This was all on you.
Hey,
He's just
you. Wait, don't leave. Come back real quick.
Yeah, you
will
can
be
stay. You
fast.
can
This will be
stay
fast.
on. You can
Wait,
stay on.
This will be fast. Hold on. This will make you an Eric Andre fan. You ready?
I'm setting the record straight. No one's talking for me. Stop weaponizing anti-Semitism. As a self-loving Jew, let me just say permanent ceasefire. End the siege on Gaza. Let Gaza live. Impeach Netanyahu. Fuck Raytheon. Fuck Lockheed Martin. Jewish and Palestinian safety's intertwined. Not in my fucking name. Send them home. You do not need to cut off people's water supply in the name of Jewish safety. You do not need to bomb universities, bomb hospitals, bomb ambulances in the name of Jewish safety. You do not need to bomb children in the name of Jewish safety. Free Gucci Man, free Boosie, free Gaza. You can donate here. You can donate at unrwa.org. You can donate at Gaza Mutual Aid on Instagram. And you can donate at campusbailfunds.com. Peace and love. Love you guys.
That clearly took him so many fucking takes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Does that make you like Eric Andre now? Are you a fan now?
I never said I dislike him.
You just said it. Roll the tape back.
I meant I'm not like a big fan. I meant like I'm not like I didn't watch all his stuff coming up. I was a bigger fan of Whitest Kid You Know. So they were
that was
sort of at the
different
same
time period.
so
No, it wasn't.
Eric Andre,
Those are both very different.
Yeah, it's an acquired taste. I think it takes a while to like get warmed up to that the show at least.
Yeah, Eric Andre is kind of like a demented late night show host, and the Whitest Kids You Know are kind of like funny SNL
And racist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, both of them are
be right
profoundly
back.
racist.
All right, all right.
That's irrelevant.
Is Eric Andre Jewish? I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Is he actually?
I guess so.
How do you think he got a show?
Is he?
Yeah, that's right. You got to know somebody.
Well, you're right.
You got to either know somebody or be somebody.
You got me. You got me there.
Yeah. But anyway, kind of going back to the ceasefire and everything. Before we did the show, before we got on here and got to where we are now, which I don't know how we got here to Eric.
World War
Andre.
III.
World War III to Eric Andre. It's crazy, but who would have thought Eric Andre would be a domino in here?
I do have an answer to the ceasefire. I don't know where.
Yeah,
you're
but
going.
you brought up
that
the thing with Dave DeCamp because I was actually very surprised to see Dave DeCamp post that on antiwar.com.
What'd you say, David? What'd you say, David? Sorry.
I just asked if the domino comment was a like half Jew, half black joke. It was...
The blacks do love dominoes
Yes.
now.
It is now.
And I think dominoes is a southern thing. We played dominoes a lot.
All right. But yeah, the antiwar.com article that Dave DeCamp put up here, I was very surprised to see that.
Why?
I mean, just with everything going on, I was expecting to go to antiwar.com and see the opposite.
Yeah, no, they're not saying that the war is continuing. Shaky Israel-Iran ceasefire appears to hold up after Trump tells Israel to stop the bombing. And then it goes into the whole thing about how Israel was trying to bomb the place after the thing, and Trump got real mad at him, said, "What the fuck are you doing?" That's that quote right there, and kind of goes into the whole deal. But yeah.
I mean,
No reports we were looking because we were trying to see like, are there reports that the fighting is still going? And there was nothing on antiwar.com, which is, obviously the most truthful. I don't know if it is or not, but
yeah, it's not what you want. It's just accurate reporting.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where I want to hope that holds up.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, with how things have gone the last few weeks, that hasn't really been the case.
Yeah.
But one day at a time, I suppose, for the 13-day war, we'll call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, do we think it holds up? I think that's a good
number.
I want to hope it will. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think so. In the long run. In the long run. Maybe not Trump, but like future.
I think the answer has been staring us in the face the whole time. His name is Gary Busey, and I believe he has the correct answer to how to solve all the conflict in the Middle East. Here
I'm
you
saying
go.
no, by the way.
You're saying no right now?
No to Gary Busey.
I'm not. No, Gary Busey's fine. I'm just saying I don't think it holds up.
You don't think this holds up?
I don't think the ceasefire holds up in the long run.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to shit on his idea before you heard it, and I would say that's a really stupid idea.
No, let's listen to him.
Strippers.
No. I mean,
Mitch isn't far off. Okay.
he kisses honey on the lips. So
Yeah.
let's
All
listen
right.
to him.
Yeah.
And the Muslims and the Arabs and the Taliban, the Afghanistans, the Pakistanis, Iraq, Iran, Syria, Turkey, Israel, the Palestinians, they all have a purpose on this earth, but they're not using the purpose God gave them
What's
to
that
use.
purpose, Gary?
They're using the fear that they have by not using God's purpose. And the best way to stop wars is have women fight naked. Because if women fight naked and the men stand aside, the women will end up having a Tupperware party and the war will be over.
Well, then we won't have much war because they're starting to put the women into the military. Even they have found about half the women that went to Iraq.
Take their clothes off, have them fight naked, and watch what happens.
I'm in, dude. I'm fucking in. We're in. Gary Busey solved World War III. Have the women fight naked. That's how we stop all this
No,
shit.
because you know what would happen? Iran and all their proxies, their women would show up naked, and then Israel would just drone bomb them. That's what you would have, tits and pussies just flying everywhere, and limbs. Because that's what they do. That's just what they do. They want to destabilize the Middle East.
Would also lead to gang rapes.
Big time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, big time. Not a good look.
Doesn't every war though?
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Ask Mia Khalifa. She knows all about it.
Damn.
What?
She is a gentle lady and a scholar now. She has been out of porn for a long time.
Simp.
And Rob's very disappointed.
And if she ever sees this, I love you. But I think, but like Gary Busey, great idea. I think it would maybe be a stronger ceasefire than the one we have now. That would be a better idea than what's going on now. I think Israel's not going to stop till they get another Shah in place or a different government in place in Iran. It's the long game. It's the long plan.
Yeah. Well, that interview there was brought to us by Alex Jones, and Mitch, I believe you have another Alex Jones story.
Well, Alex Jones came out of nowhere right there for me. That was
you didn't see his what? You didn't see the logo?
Oh no, I didn't see.
I'm not gonna lie. I
was looking at Gary
saw it,
Busey,
but I just wasn't paying attention to it.
I wasn't paying attention to it. I was looking at Gary Busey's.
I was listening to the wisdom of Gary Busey.
This is an InfoWars classic. You need to get on this shit.
But speaking of
piece of shit.
InfoWars moments, I think one just recently happened that Rob brought to my attention right before the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently, the Liver King is arrested on terroristic charges, threatening to attack Joe Rogan.
Okay. We'll play this one, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, I've got a breaking exclusive for you that I got from our sources. The Austin Police Department, as we speak, is on their way to a hotel in downtown Austin to arrest the Liver King because he's been making a lot of bizarre cryptic threats to Joe Rogan. And he's going to come to town and fight him, and now he's there and has posted videos that are very, very direct threats. And so I am told that he's going to be arrested for terroristic threats, and that just shows how crazy society's going. In the videos, he looks extremely deranged with dilated pupils, and so we hope the Liver King gets better. But this is what is happening in America and around the world. We need God, folks. We need God. We need to get back to God. So we hope everything goes okay, and we hope that it's happening right now, so that's why we're waiting until we get the word it's already happened to upload this information. And of course, we're not telling you the locations so that people don't get in the way of the Austin Police Department. Also,
okay, so the Liver King's trying to fight Joe Rogan.
Real quick, PS.
Shut up. Is this a Liver King? Is that
yes,
him?
that is the Liver King.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
now he looks like he's on meth now.
Yeah, he's bad. He looks dirty.
Looks like homeless.
Looks like he got fucked
He
up.
belongs in a Austin hotel, that's for sure.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know.
Okay, real quick. P.S. What I'm hoping is that you, Joe Rogan, are thinking, I'm going to choke that motherfucker out. Lights out. I'm going to choke him out. And I kind of hope that if you win, that's how it happens. Because, like, to wake up from that dream, that's a good feeling. And then anything else that you can break on me, break it on me. I hope that you won't feel me tap. That's never happening, tapping. Because I have something actually to fight for. Actually, that's my family. I have a principle to fight for. That's what I'm, what if he actually does what he's saying? What if that would be interesting? That would be interesting. What do you have to fight for? You're fighting. I hope you're mad. You should choke me out. You know how to do that. You're trained. You're trained. You got a black belt. Black belt in jiu-jitsu. I hope you choke me out. And if you don't choke me out, these other limbs will be interesting. Should be very interesting. That's the PS. I already thought about my game plan. I don't have a plan. I'm not going to train. But I hope you've been training. And I'm ready whenever you're ready. If it's tomorrow, that will be great. Let's do this as soon as possible. If it's not tomorrow, then just whenever you're ready.
So why does he want to fight Joe Rogan? Does he think Joe Rogan wants to fight him?
I don't know.
I'm missing like a piece of this story.
There's another video, so maybe
everything.
This one?
Because Joe Rogan, we don't have to make videos to pretend anymore. All of this is happening. We're coming to you. I've challenged you man to man to a fight. Honorable. And we don't have to pretend or make any videos. The world is watching. They'll make the videos for us. And you don't have to hold a camera. You can hold the hand of somebody that you love, because what happens next to you, you're going to need to remember that feeling. You're going to need something more than what you did to give you something to fight for, because I have my family to fight for.
Is Joe Rogan trying to kill his fucking family? What the hell is this man on about?
No, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they talked one-on-one. Maybe they heard something, because like Liver King did come on his podcast a while ago, and then shortly after that, yeah, it was a long time ago. Shortly after that, he got like outed for not being I think Rogan was always.
Did he go on the podcast? I
saw
the clip of Rogan saying he tried to come on a bunch of times and he kept on saying no, but let me look.
Well, maybe that's why then. But Rogan has always been on the "you're not natty" train. So, like he obviously wasn't natural. Rogan was right about that. I don't know, and he's kind of been out of relevance for a while too. So maybe he's just kind of trying to post and get some relevance and shit like that.
Well, I saw some rumor online that he had been arrested over this shit.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I got video of it. Here we go.
I don't see any episode of him on there, but it looks like he did talk about him obviously being on steroids a bunch.
Yeah. I think this is a video of him being arrested. Yep. I got him in cuffs.
So he's still doing steroids because look at that ass though.
I was looking at the man. Okay, stop it.
Yeah, look at that. That's a nice booty, and those jeans are nice.
Well, I also found another clip of Joe Rogan talking about why Liver King will never be on his podcast. So maybe he wasn't on there. Maybe
maybe he wasn't.
To me in Vegas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one of my security guards stopped him. He was like, "I'm a producer for the Liver King." I'm like, "Produce? What the fuck do you produce? What are you producing?"
Like, how many UFC events did he try and kind of like cozy up?
He was front row at one of my shows in Vegas.
Oh, damn.
At the MGM. And then I saw him again at the Canelo fight. He was trying really hard to get on the podcast. And he's been trying really hard to get on now. He contacted a few friends of mine.
Yeah, he told me he's trying to get on.
Yeah, for what? For what? Say that more? Like, come on, this is dumb, man. This is you ran a con game and you got busted.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate that you feel terrible. I'm sorry you feel bad, because that's just what happens when you get caught lying.
Okay, so yeah, let me see. How do I fucking see?
That was a while ago.
Have you ever seen?
I remember
one of them.
It was like a year ago.
Description. December 3rd, 2022.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Wow.
Yep. I mean,
that was recent. That would explain stuff.
Well, he went downhill from there. He went downhill bad, so maybe he's just been stewing in his own thoughts, and he's like, "This is why I need to." He's obsessing over it.
Sued by a bunch of people too. I mean, he lost a ton of money, and that guy's life went in a turmoil.
Yeah.
What did he get sued over? I didn't know about that. thought people called him out for being
It's
full
over
of
all
shit.
his supplement stuff.
Mm.
Because he was selling a lot of his supplements, telling people that he was natty and that the supplements were natty, and that was going to achieve the process. And so it was like, and he sold classes and stuff too.
Meanwhile, they were just boner pills, so a bunch of guys just got hard. No, I mean, but from the videos I saw, it kind of sounds like they're conditional threats. It doesn't sound like they're real threats. Him moving to or going to Austin is kind of like circumstantial evidence, really. But if I was his lawyer, I would say I had no intention of actually fighting him if he didn't want to fight me. I don't know.
Magoo says he saw how shitting on Joe Rogan launched Owen Benjamin's career. Not really. And Liverpeen needs something to after the Netflix doc. I guess the Netflix thing exposed him. I never watched it. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, is
I don't
my
know.
audio any better? I don't know what's going on there.
We can hear you.
Weird.
Yeah.
It sounds fine. It sounds fine.
Yeah. Well, fighting Joe Rogan, not actually that hard. Shaq did it, and we can see how that went.
Shaq versus Rogan?
Listen, are you reading this? Shaq versus Rogan. Okay, here it is.
It don't look like Rogan.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Okay?
It does look like Shaq. Ooh.
Just wait for it.
Come back at him.
There's a surprise appearance too.
Ari Shafir.
Nope.
That's what I like. I like when motherfuckers do me.
Oh, okay, hold on.
I like when motherfuckers do me.
I didn't hear that. I watched this video on the toilet the other day. I didn't hear that part. I didn't have headphones in. Do me. I like when motherfuckers do me.
Oh no, dude.
All right.
Do your ass real nice shit. Do me. That's what I like. I like when motherfuckers do me. I pulled up on you with this. I pulled up on you with split. Fuck on when I do
Who's on the bicycle?
You better fucking get on. For real. You ready?
Who?
I'm saying it again. Come on.
You know who that is on the bike? That's Theo Vaughn. Theo Vaughn pulls up on a bicycle.
Come on. What's up?
Watch this. Here comes
Natty.
Look, that's Theo Vaughn, Joe Rogan, and Shaquille O'Neal. That's what's happening right here. All right.
Looks like Joe Dirt.
Here we go. I ain't
Oh, who the
scared.
fuck's pulling up?
Watch this. Watch this. Out.
Well, yeah, duh.
Joe Rogan, not that tough, not that big a guy. Easy. Built like his
Oh my
mom.
god. That was dumb. Why would he do that? You got to know
Yeah.
your limitations.
I watch a lot of street fights. That
was a KO there at the end.
The street fight algorithm is, and I don't even think he punched him as hard as he could. I think that guy was already fucked up.
He hit him twice before that. Dude was. I like when motherfuckers do me. Do me.
Yeah. You got done, son.
I got a closer, but I don't know if you got anything else, Mitch.
Yeah, no. I figured we'd go around here. David, I know you had something you wanted to come on and talk a little bit about too.
Yeah, we totally derailed. Everyone's totally interested in what it is now.
Yeah, we're good. So I am going to be going up to Michigan at the end of next month to speak at a festival called the Midwest Peace and Liberty Festival. So everybody watching, if you're available, it's the 24th to the 27th. You should come up. It's in bumfuck nowhere, Michigan. It's gonna be a great time. It's a bunch of agorists and anarchists and cool people, and the headliner is Ben Weir. So
Oh, there you go.
it's gonna be a
Yeah.
good time. And also, my network, Speech Media, will be streaming all of the action on the main stage, so you guys can follow us on X or Rumble or YouTube and catch all of that action on the 26th and 27th. My speech, Ben's speech, and all the other cool people.
So what do you guys do out there? It says, join us for a laid back weekend of Peace, Liberty, Connection, Family Friend camping event. You guys just going to go camp in the woods? Is that what's happening?
Actually, this year is at a new venue, and it used to be a Boy Scout camp that they're kind of turning into this rent-out resort kind of thing.
Mhm.
So the main stage is basically like in the dining hall, like big like open area. But yeah, it's just kind of a bunch of agorists and anarchists and libertarians getting together to do drugs and drink and hang out in the woods, and it's a very family friendly.
You just sold them all out. You told them to everybody they're doing drugs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just a bunch of former Boy Scouts, really.
Are drugs legal in Michigan? Is this something I didn't know about?
Weed is
Most of
legal.
them? Yeah.
Weed has been legal in Michigan, in parts of Michigan, longer than anywhere else.
Cocaine and hookers?
Unfortunately, that's not legal, but they're
Oh, okay.
with mushrooms too.
And actually, Tim, yeah, a lot of Decrim Nature's chapters that passed were up in Michigan, at least like 3 or 4 of them.
I have to acknowledge your wordplay there. They're making headway with mushrooms. Okay, thank you. Yes.
And besides, prostitution might not be legal, but you could always film a porn. So just bring a camera and
That's right.
it's legal.
Good thing I'll be there with the AV team.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah, it looks like they got some self-defense classes, dance parties, mingle and seed swap. I don't know who's swapping seed. That sounds fun.
For farmers and homesteaders to
Mhm.
kind of help people.
Oh, that kind of seed.
Genuinely, I'm not even making a joke. That is actually it is
Decentralized media with David Fite. David Fite, president of Free Speech Media Corp, discusses the power that media has in society and the importance of representation in that battlefield. Do you think that there are not enough libertarian podcasts? Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is that there's too many libertarian podcasts and not enough libertarian media.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with that. You should take my tagline: be good first and libertarian second. Whatever it is, be good at gaming, be good at entertainment, be good at comedy, whatever. Don't make libertarian your priority. Just have that be, and also, yeah, have that. Karaoke night, getting some breakfast, and a lot of guns at this event. I see a lot of self-defense, firearm training. Looks fun though. Wow, this is like for 4 days. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's like a Thursday through Sunday.
Is this the first annual one, or is it
I don't know how long. It's actually going to be the first one I'll go to. I've known vaguely about it for a few years. It kind of started as just like a get-together, hangout weekend for an activist in their backyard. Just kind of had a bunch of land, and so they went acres away from their house into like this land that they had and started hosting a festival. But they've been expanding, and now they're really trying to break out into the mainstream with it, and give Porkfest a run for its money eventually.
See, we had Florida Freedom Fest for a couple years, and then it kind of died out. But that's kind of what we wanted to do down here as well.
It's a great having gone to Porkfest and a bunch of the other libertarian festivals and conventions and stuff. I think there's really good utility in the really professional conventions like a Freedom Fest or a YalCon or something like that, where people are dressed nicely and it's organized and whatnot, and you get to learn a lot and you get to look good and you get a lot of good pictures and videos and stuff. But there's some real value in just kind of going into the middle of nowhere and fucking off and dropping all the masks and all the facades and all the everything, and just being together as a community. And that I've seen that end beefs and build bridges, start companies and organizations, talk people into running for office. All sorts of good things happen when we stop pretending to be professionals for a second.
Yeah.
Which I know you guys don't have an issue with.
No, that's fine. We never act professionally. This says Cultivating Liberty since 2013.
Okay.
So they've been going on for, what is that, 12 years now?
Oh, yeah, over a decade.
Fuck the Mises Caucus of Florida. We just need to keep doing the Florida Freedom Fest ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Swamp creatures will do it.
If you do another one, I'll probably show up. I tried to go to everyone you guys did.
We can't do Swamp Fest. Swamp Fest is already a major thing.
We've already talked about that.
We should go to Swamp Fest though. It looks like a lot of fun. But yeah, no, this looks like fun too. If you're in the Michigan area or you can get to Michigan pretty easily, go check it out. Sounds like there's gonna be a lot of cool people there. Definitely got a lot of cool events planned. They've been doing it for a little while. They got their shit together. 30 days away. So get your ass fucking out there. And then, I won't play that right now. Let me see here. So the takeaway I had, I don't know if this is any better. I was going to say, I didn't want to segue off of this question with one of these.
Oh my God.
I didn't want to do that right after his pitch there. And then I was like, oh, we'll do this instead. But this is,
I was going to say, go follow David Fite.
yeah, go do that. Go do that. Go do that.
Oh, shit.
Repent now. Repent now.
I will. Okay. All right. Here we go. This is, we'll send it off with this one here.
Give me your money, bitch.
Oh, calm down, bro.
You calm down. Just hurry up.
Are you a black guy?
Are you serious?
What?
What? Just because I'm robbing you mean I'm black?
Well, I mean...
Why would you think that?
I don't know, maybe because you're robbing me and you're black?
How you know I wasn't a white guy?
Because, bro, you talk black.
Excuse me? Talk black?
Sorry. I mean, talk African-American.
I didn't know black was a language.
Look, man, I didn't mean to offend you, okay? I was nervous.
How would you feel if I just assumed you was a gardener?
I am a gardener.
How would you feel if I assumed you was in a mariachi band?
I'd be fine with it. I love mariachi.
How would you feel if I assumed you was illegal?
Oh, okay. Calm down. That's too far. Who you been talking to?
Doesn't feel too good, does it?
Okay, how would you feel if I assumed you need to pay child support?
How would you feel if I assumed all you did was get drunk and watch soccer?
How would you feel if I assumed you only eat chicken and watermelon?
How would you feel if I assumed you only eat tacos and fajitas?
Well, how would you... Damn, I could really go for a taco right now.
Actually, I could do the same.
It's actually an amazing taco truck down the street.
Oh, really? I gotta check that out.
You probably won't like it, though, because they don't have grape soda.
You know the difference between a Hispanic and a stoner?
What?
Stoners have papers.
You know the difference between a black father and a boomerang?
What's that?
Boomerang comes back.
What's your favorite band? Juan Direction?
What's really long and black? The line at KFC.
that one's kind of funny. I like that one.
Racism brings us together, okay? That's the
All the other ones were low hanging fruit, but that KFC line joke.
Gotcha. What's up, kid?
Introduce them to it early. Introduce them to it early, David. That's the way to do it. Hell yeah.
Luckily, he can't hear you guys. But
Yeah, I see. You get the headphones in.
Nice. Say hi.
What's up? Hi.
What's up, buddy? Welcome to the swamp.
Alrighty. Well, do you guys all have anything you all want to plug before we run out of here?
Yeah, Leighton, go ahead.
Subscribe to Outlawed Thoughts. I'm like 19 subs away from 1,000.
There you go.
That's it.
Send your guys our way, Leighton. What the hell? We need to get 1,000.
He's got to make content again first.
That's our next goal.
I'm so fucking behind. It's not even funny. I'm just like, yeah.
No, me too. Hashtag me too. Go follow me at rvincentcomedy. I got a roast battle in July. Other than that, I'm taking a little bit of a break from getting booked so I can work on new like 10 or 15. I got like 20, so I'm working on getting to that 30 to 40 mark right now. So, yeah. But if you're running a festival in Michigan, fucking hit me up. I would love to headline something like that or at least feature. That'd be cool one day.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. And well, Tim, you got anything?
Same thing I always got. Follow us everywhere at Real Swampcast, onlyfans.com, Real Swampcast. Get in the Discord. All the links are in the description. Good time, y'all.